Welcome back to the Crochet Credits with my friends over at Joann.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to show you how to do a key card holder. So if you're on a crochet cruise with me, you get a lanyard and a name tag, and it's nice and convenient to be able to put your key card on with your lanyard, but sometimes some of the cruise ships won't allow you to put holes in it. Depends on the technology. When I'm traveling personally on a cruise ship, I also still like to wear a lanyard. Of course my name tag won't be there, but I like just to clip on my key card to a lanyard. The problem with the key card is that it will identify who you are. So if you're a person that likes to be private, people not to know your name, then what I like to do is that I like to create a little sleeve that I can slip in my project. So this is one that's currently being in process. So what I like to do is make the sleeve and the key card will slide inside, and then when I'm done this tutorial I'm going to show you how to clip it on, because I'm gonna have you put a little hole. So it's a great way to be able to conceal your identity, but also a great way to hold it but also show off your crochet skills at the same time. So without further ado, let's get started today. Yarn project wise, I'm recommending 100% cotton, whether it's Lily Sugar and Cream or Bernat Handicrafted yarn. They're both 100% cotton. Cotton is the strongest, one of the strongest yarns out there. Also it doesn't really fuzz up really easily, so not like acrylic. So what I like to do is that make my particular sleeves out of cotton so that it doesn't like really show wear and tear by the end of my trip. So let's put your key card here, or a credit card. You probably won't have your key if you're doing this in advance. So what I want you to do is just create a slip knot, and I want you to chain a certain amount. And I know you're saying, well, how many chains should it be? Use your card as a guide. So I'm just gonna count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, and I'm gonna measure it down. The key to this is that it will get slightly bigger. So I'm just gonna go right to the edge of the card, and then I'm gonna stop. So now I want to go second chain from the hook. So just turn this around. So let me get the key card out of the way so it's a nice clean background. Second chain from the hook and just single crochet, and go single crochet all the way down the chain except for the very last one. I want you to put 3 singles in that one. On the very last chain put 3 single crochets so that it will turn around and you can do the underside of the chain. So 1, and just naturally turn the project, 2 and 3. So now I see how I just rotated around. Now I want you to come on the underside of the chain now, because I've turned around. Leave this straggler down on top and just single crochet yourself all the way back to the very beginning. So the very last stitch of this one here is going to have 2 single crochets in there, and then that'll keep it in balance. But I don't want you to join it with a slip stitch when you get there. So just burying in that starting yarn just to hide it the best, and then once you think you've got it buried in long enough, just trim it to get it out of your way, and continue to crochet with a smile. So I'm going to just go to my last one, which is next. So the very last one, just put in 2 single crochets. So 1 and 2. So now what I want you to do is that I want you to keep circling around in a continuous circle. So starting in the next one, you don't need to count, but what you're just going to do now is just continually single crochet in a circle all the way around until you get to the height of the card. So what I want you to do is that just continue to do that, and then I'm gonna meet you because I'm gonna show you a little technique of leaving in a little hole so that you can get it on and off your lanyard without having to ram it through stitches if you intentionally leave a hole. So continually just single crochet all the way around, and there is no slip stitching, so just continue to do that, and I'll see you in just a moment. After a few revolutions, just grab your key card and just make sure that it will fit into the pouch. So you don't want it too sloppy. Also you don't want to make this too deep that you have to dig inside this pouch. So we're gonna just continue to go, and as soon as we get just close to the top of this, we want to do something special so that you can attach it off and on your lanyard pretty easily. So I've got mine to a certain height. I want to take the key card, just lay it over top. It's almost there. So what I want to do now is just slide my card in. You'll notice because you went across the chain, it naturally has a flat side to it. So what I want to do is just slide in my card and make sure the depth is okay. If it's too deep, then it's harder to get out. You want it to be somewhat of a stretch so that it doesn't easily fall out on you. So that's why we only want the width of the card. Once you use it a few times too, it'll also naturally stretch. So what I want to do is that I want just to have it so it just hips to top like so. So now I'm going to go around the front of this here. So I'm just gonna stay around the front, and I'm just going to single crochet. But what I want to do is that when I say front, that's because I put the card in frontwise. But what I want to do is that when I get to the halfway point, I want to skip a stitch. So just continue to single crochet. So look where I'm skipping. is about halfway. Okay, so I'm looking here. So I'm going to skip this particular stitch. So I'm gonna chain one, skip the next stitch, and then just single crochet the rest. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm gonna take the card out because it's just easier. So take the card out and then just continue to go around. So I've now deemed that this is the back of the pouch because it has now the hole. So when I get to the flat spot here, I want just to slip stitch across the front side. So slip. Okay, when you get to the flat spot, the other side, see, I can turn. I'm going to return now and do single crochet in each stitch, and that chain one space I want to fill it in. Okay, so just fill that space in, and now the hole's really in there. And all I want to do then is just go to the end of this here. So once I go into that one, I'm just gonna slip stitch into the next one and pull it through and through, and now it's done. So all I'm going to do now is just take this yarn strand and just weave it in. So just pull it through. Take your tapestry needle, just put it on. You are gonna be wearing this one, assuming you're going to do it, and just weave it in and out of your project 3 times. So once, twice, and 3 times. So I came up with this project actually on a cruise ship that wouldn't allow us to put a hole in it, and I thought I don't want to put these key cards in my pockets because I change during the day. Sometimes I forget that it's in there, and then I walk out with my key card still in my pants. So this is what it looks like. So the back end is raised up a little bit. Now because we went in a continuous circle, it will look like that, and then all you just have to do is sink in your key card. You do want it to be a little bit stiff. You don't want these things to naturally fall out very easily, just because you don't want to be losing it on a ship or wherever you are. And you're just gonna have it so it just kind of pokes out a little bit so it's easier to get to. And as soon as you get that done, you can just clip it onto your lanyard. So whether okay, once it's on, there you go. And if you have a name badge, then you can just add it back on there. So you want to do it so that this is easily accessible. So whenever you're putting on your name badge, you want to think about where that badge is going to be. Okay, so therefore you have your name badge, you have your key card holder right behind, so whenever you need your key you can just turn it over and just slide your key card in and out as you please. So this is how you would do a key card holder, and it actually makes a lot of sense, especially when you're traveling. The nice thing about it is that you have some places where it's a magnetic key where it opens things without having to slide through a slider or without having to do a barcode. You can just simply just put that up against the door and it will open up the locks, assuming that's the kind of technology. So you can see it's nicely concealed in behind, and it matches the color of what I was aiming for. So this is it for today. This is how you do a key card holder.